Hey girls, Maria Menounos here, author of The Every Girl's Guide to Life. Want to know my best tips and secrets for organization, travel, weight loss, beauty, fashion, and everything else in between? Go to bing.com/Maria and pick up my new book, The Every Girl's Guide to Life.
You're listening to the AfterBuzz TV Network, now the largest new media platform on the web and your #1 source for after-show entertainment.
Very good, Ian Johnson.
From the AfterBuzz Studios in Los Angeles, California, and streaming live on Ustream, this is AfterBuzz TV for men of a certain age. Tonight's host is John Comerford. Joining John will be AfterBuzz co-hosts Stuart Lill, Chuck Stevenson, Kevin Undergaro, AJ Jolivet, and Steve Bottomley. We'll break down tonight's episode and get you all the latest men of a certain age news and gossip. If you'd like to buzz in on tonight's show, you can buzz us at 424-256-1729. That's 424-256-1729. And now, picking up where the show leaves off, and the buzz continues, John Comerford.
All right. Thank you for joining us, everybody, and welcome to another Men of a Certain Age, League of Their Own was the episode. Today I'm joined in the studio not by Stuart, not by Kevin, and not by AJ, but everybody, there are plenty of other people taking their place. Steve Bottomley is joining us. We also have the wonderful and talented Michelle Macedo, as well as extremely beautiful, and as Phil Zvitek. Yeah, go ahead.
Well, I was going to say, so we officially started the medical note excuse here.
We did.
Is that the deal?
That's right, exactly. Yes, they've all submitted. Yes, they all have doctor's notes, and that's why they're not joining us this today. And so we appreciate their willingness to go to their doctor. I'm sure they have doctor's notes for other things as well. I think that's why they're not here, because they're probably at some hash joint. So.
Eventually, they will be here.
Yes, eventually. But we don't need them because we have a full boat, and we have a great panel to discuss today's episode, which is Joe finding out what it's like to deal with his father and his father's dating and all that awkwardness that comes along with that. We also got to see Owen and how important a softball game will be to his business. And Terry gets to find out what it's like, every guy's nightmare, having two women show up at the same event and having to deal with those after effects.
Well, one of them being your ex-wife.
Yeah, well, ex-wife? She's not.
No.
Is she not?
No,
Oh.
no. They're both girlfriends.
I assumed that.
They're both suitors.
Oh, wow, they're both girlfriends.
Not suitors. Yeah, both girlfriends.
He did have more history with one of them.
Yes,
though.
he did.
Yeah, it just seemed like really intense, so I just assumed.
Yes, absolutely intense. So, and we'll fill Michelle in on the history of that. But she came to this. This is her first time seeing the episode, right?
Yes.
Correct? Yes. And Michelle is not a man, nor is she of a certain age.
I am of a certain
she
age.
She is a woman of a younger age.
We don't know which age.
So we brought her in because we want the female perspective. So just overall impressions. If you've never seen the show, you don't know anything about it, you came to it clear as the day you were born. So what did you think?
Well, first of all, what made me interested in this show is this week I listened to an interview by Mike Royce.
Yes, one of the creators, along with Ray Romano.
And I was really interested in it and why this age and what made them write it and all that stuff. And, the show's hilarious. I like it.
Nice.
It's really funny.
Tell me just a little bit about the interview, anything that you can remember that you might glean from that you can offer our audience.
Yeah, well, he talked about Ray Romano a lot and how it was just something that first they started writing and then it just got better and better, and they really didn't think it would be that successful. But basically, they wrote it because they felt like there wasn't a show about men this age, and that's true.
Yeah,
there's not a show because, and just like women and men, when you get older, especially in this business, you're just less of a commodity and you're just not important anymore.
Right.
At least I feel like that is the way that people look at that.
True, which is odd because the baby boomers, which this is speaking to, is a huge block of people.
It's a lot.
Let me just real quickly. Where was this interview? Where did you hear it?
It was on KCRW.
KCRW. Okay.
It's on the far end of the dial. You might
All right.
not have heard of it.
89.3.
Well, I was just wondering, in case our fans
NPR.
wanted to listen to it.
It's
Yes.
NPR.
Go to NPR.
Excellent. All right. Well, that was
Okay.
my question.
Did you donate? Otherwise,
Oh no. But oh my God, they really, really push it.
do they make you guilt to the?
It was. I believe it was
I
their.
actually stopped
their week
listening
of
to
it.
them yesterday because they told me that my music was too mainstream to play on their radio station. But
Your actual music.
Yeah.
Oh man. Okay, well there you go. You're very mainstream.
That's good.
Apparently,
which
I did
guess
not think
NPR
that.
is not mainstream, obviously.
I guess not. So whatever.
Okay, well that plug is over for NPR.
Yes,
Yeah.
indeed.
Speaking about other radio
Seriously.
stations that will be playing. Well, since we're talking about it, where can we hear your music?
Oh, well, you can go to MichelleMacedomusic.com.
You're kidding.
Yes,
MichelleMacedomusic.com?
the last name is spelled Macedo.
Really?
But you can also get a free EP at flagsandboxes.com.
Now, that's nice too. But if I was, I don't know, say taking a trip somewhere, what airline might I take?
Delta, because my
Delta,
music
why?
is playing on Delta.
Delta?
On the Delta Independent Artist Radio Station.
kidding me.
No, I'm serious.
Oh, wow. What?
I know.
What?
And you know what? You could even just, when you're on the computer one day, just
Old
hanging
people
out.
don't do that.
You
Old
can even
people
go,
don't do that.
oh, right, they don't do that. But you can go to Pandora, which
Yes.
my dad uses.
Have your kids check into this Pandora
I
thing.
do Pandora.
Yeah.
I do
So
Pandora.
and I have a station on Pandora, so you should look it up.
you really?
Yes.
All right.
But
Very
I only
cool.
like my songs on that station.
Yeah.
Like
You
the
know,
other ones that
like a
come up.
Pandora type. They bring other people in.
Any other
Hey.
coincidental plugs we could offer for Michelle?
I have a show this Saturday, tomorrow,
Okay.
at the Make Music Pasadena Festival, which is free. Some bands are playing, such as Best Coast, Rah Rah Riot, really popular indie bands.
Is this for
so-
all former debutantes or just you?
I don't know what you're talking about, John. I don't know what you're talking about.
Moving on. All right. So
you actually gave John history about yourself.
Yeah.
It was
What
a
were you
mistake.
thinking?
I was
What were
nervous.
you
I was
thinking?
scared. I had something to drink. It was a big mistake, and I
she regrets it.
am
Where's
not
this
taking
story going?
responsibility.
No,
for that.
I just like to throw this.
There's
Go ahead.
drinks, there was alcohol.
All right, we
late
gotta
night.
get to the
When-
show,
when do
otherwise
you
it's
play
gonna
tomorrow?
take forever. All right, here we
Oh,
go.
I go on at 8, and then again at 9. I have
PM.
2 half-an-hour sets, PM,
Oh, good.
So
at
if you're-
Lineage.
If you're in the LA area,
Please
yeah,
go.
go.
In
Let's
Old
see.
Town Pasadena, so
Nice,
get a
how
drink,
fun. That's
hang
great.
out.
Absolutely.
And Metro goes there. If you don't want to drive your car, Metro goes
so
there.
you can.
Memorial Park Station.
There you go. Bang.
Cool.
There you go.
Excellent.
Thank you.
So you
So why
have
are
your
we here?
designated driver.
Yeah.
Okay, so first up, we get to see Joe learning that we learned that his father's coming to visit, and he's not looking forward to it because this is when we first learned that he's dating somebody,
Ray Loggia?
Ray Loggia.
Loggia.
Yeah, Ray Loggia, played by the great Ray Loggia, who's you've seen in a million movies. He's a terrific actor.
He's very good.
You guys recognized him, correct?
of course
Ray
not.
Lodge.
Did you happen to see
Wow.
Big?
Yeah.
Okay, he was the boss.
He danced on the keys.
Oh,
That was
yeah,
him.
he
There
danced
you
on the
go.
keys,
A lot of
okay.
There
bad
you
guys
go.
in a lot of
Right, yeah.
movies, but
Yeah.
that's where everyone
Please,
will know him from.
he's a great actor, fabulous actor.
And he is.
What's that?
He's a
said
great
yes, he
actor.
is.
Yes, he is. Okay. Then we got to see the Terry with his gal pal, the sorority girl. I believe her name. She's actually a caterer. Her name is Stella.
Oh, yeah. That's funny.
So, and I think that's where I stepped out. So I don't know what happened after that.
Well,
but you
actually,
saw
Terry-
the ending, right?
Is that
With
where he
the-
snuck out?
The ending with the car on the baseball field.
All right,
yeah,
let's
yeah.
talk
Help me
this.
out.
Let's talk this. Let's take it.
Okay, yeah. I skipped ahead there.
All right.
Yeah.
So, that I mean, your parents, right? How would you
He's a
guys?
parent.
You have a parent.
Yes,
Steve.
I do. Mine are both still alive.
Both are, but they're not divorced, right?
No. They're together.
Together. But let's say, God forbid, they got divorced. How would you feel about them dating other people?
That would be the weirdest conversation ever, and you'd be pissed.
And your sons are starting to date now too, right?
Yeah,
So that would have to be like now.
How
be that
old are your
situation.
sons?
15 and 16, but they're not dating each other.
Not yet. You never know.
Good.
Yeah,
You wouldn't want to say that on air.
Yeah, no, that would be the weirdest thing ever. I wouldn't even know how to have a conversation about dating. If my dad were dating, I mean, I had to go shopping with him when he decided to buy my mom like negligees.
Oh.
And I didn't know it was coming.
He just he just went
no.
while you were
I
with
swear,
him.
we were
shopping?
talking. He goes, "Oh, I got to go to the store," and we're talking about politics and everything, and we're still talking. Before I know it, we're on the 3rd floor, and he's like looking at these negligees, and I'm like, "Okay, I'll be over here," you know. And I'm looking.
Please
like,
tell me he didn't ask your advice.
No, but it was like.
Did he chime on and say, "Hey, what?"
Yeah, he came out wearing them. What do you think? But I'm overlooking at, you know, bathrobes, and the sales lady comes by. "Can I help you?" I go, "No, my dad's buying a nightie for my mom."
That is the most embarrassing part of that story.
And then he comes and he's got like a bag, like, you know, just inches big, right? Very small.
Oh, no.
Oh, I'm ready.
Oh, no.
That's not the worst. I don't know if you actually
That's
want to share the rest of it
terrible.
about the house and having friends over and they can
Share.
hear things from the other room.
Oh, no.
No. Oh, yeah. No.
What was this
Well,
like?
no, they were active. As far as I know, still are. But when I was growing up, TV on one side of the wall, their bedroom on the other side of the wall, and
Whose
evidently
bright idea was that?
they didn't really know how to get that headboard tight.
There wasn't a lot of
Oh my
sound
God.
insulation.
Move the bed. Move the bed. Do something.
I'm
We
serious.
had
We'd be
friends
watching
over watching
Saturday night,
TV.
you know, or
Oh my
the
God.
Don Kirshner Presents.
There you go. He's dating
Right.
himself because he is a man of a
Yes.
certain age.
And we've been soon enough, you know, usually the.
Oh.
Oh no, it's just my mom and dad. Yeah, turn the TV up a little.
Oh
Anyway,
my
so-
God.
Are we gonna get to the show or?
Yeah, okay, but wait a minute.
That's so
That is
traumatizing.
the show.
If
This
you're
is the show.
listening, if you're listening out there and you want to turn this into a therapy session, if you're a man of a certain age, call in
Or anyone.
424
Absolutely.
You know,
256 1729.
I've been over at some of my friends' houses, and that's happened to like their parents and
Okay.
stuff. And it's just the most embarrassing for them.
Yeah.
Well, here's a weird
Absolutely.
thing.
Well,
So my sister had a boyfriend, and he thought
Oh
it was
my
great.
God.
What? That's your mom and dad? He's like, yeah.
hi,
Oh my
sister.
God, that's
No.
wonderful. I thought he was going to go and like congratulate him. He's like, that's great, Charlie.
Did he give a reason?
Boyfriend needs to go because that's not normal.
Well,
I mean, but here's the thing. I mean, why isn't? I mean, not that it is a little odd, but
It's his girlfriend's parents. You're there too, so that's just.
But he
awkward.
just thinks it's great that they're still sexual beings. He doesn't. He's
no,
not saying.
he's like that's kind of like pervy. That's your girlfriend's parents. That's kind of pervy.
Michelle has a twin, and they don't even talk about sex.
That's weird.
That
Oh,
is
I
weird.
talked to everybody else about it, just not her. Way to like say it like that. Oh my God.
Well, that's
All right,
I
but
talked
okay,
to
but
everyone else but her.
which is odd.
Because we live in such close quarters. It's like we know everything about each other already.
Oh, okay.
except that.
And we talk to our friends and stuff, but it's just weird because.
Well, she's told me everything about her. So anything you want to know, you can ask me, and I'll tell you.
Okay, cool. That's actually how it works.
Yeah,
Sometimes.
there you go. So, but Phil, what about if your mother was dating?
she is.
She is.
And- okay. Well, there you go. How's that?
That's her deal.
Yeah, but is that odd,
I know. That's
weird,
what I try and
strange?
ask him. He's like, she's just.
Do
doing
you,
it."
do you check out the guy? Like, you know, what's the deal?
I checked him out.
I would have
Good job.
preferred a doctor, to be honest with you.
Oh my God.
But no, he's a nurse, as is my mom. But yeah, I would have preferred. And when I say doctor, I mean like a loaded doctor. You know, we're from Connecticut. We could do better than that. That's all I have to say about that.
Okay.
God.
All right. We'll move on. And you? What if you're?
That'd
parents
be
were-
so weird because I don't even. I'm gonna watch everything that I say right now, but I don't think that would be a problem. I think that even if by some stretch of the imagination they would get divorced, like they're just like they'd be too lazy to get divorced anyway.
Yeah.
I mean, not that they're lazy, but it would take like too much time and it would be too complicated. And if they did start, they wouldn't start dating other
Michelle, what do you think of your father? No, there's a very specific answer I'm trying to probe for right now. He likes a
works-
lot of music,
Yeah,
and no,
he works a lot.
we're not gonna go there. All right.
Okay, good. Well, let's move on. But because here's what's interesting about the show. So we have Joe dealing with his dad and the fact that he's dating somebody and what that means. And then we have Terry dealing with other parents because he goes to visit Stella, the caterer, and who's visiting Stella at the same time but her parents. So now we have Terry in a different situation, not his own parents but somebody else's, and he goes in and he's sitting down very politely with them.
He's sitting down with his peers.
Exactly.
Well,
By the
They're
way,
same
I
age.
wanted a longer scene. I thought it could have been milked a little
Yeah.
bit more.
Yeah, because
that was my only thing.
When it happened, and she said, "Well, my parents are here, and we were having bagels and orange juice," and he says, "I love bagels and orange juice." I go, "What? Are you crazy?
I know.
Don't go in the house."
I
Are
was
you
like,
nuts?
she gave you a chance.
I
She gave
know.
you a chance.
But it was interesting. He was seeing the battles he has already fought with his parents, and he's seen her still having to make those battles. You didn't get enough.
Yeah, but
the
that's
mom
that-
nitpicking and everything.
but
He's
that's
like
when he
going,
got in there. Beforehand, when you're
No, I
out,
know.
you're out of the door.
Oh no, I know.
It's like, why do you even go into that?
Well, actually, like earlier in the episode, what really struck me and what I thought was really funny was because I know girls who have dated older guys and stuff, and I know exactly like their perspective and stuff, and it was so funny. First of all, the yogurt is true.
It's
true.
Yes, women eat
Because
yogurt.
it's not fattening and it will like fill you up, and so you could be like, I ate, but I ate healthy.
Yeah.
But really, you just like didn't eat.
And I thought, again, another parallel scene, because we saw that in the first scene when Joe's daughter has yogurt, and he says, "Is that all you're going to have for breakfast?" "Ah, it's yogurt.
Yeah,
That's
that
what we
was
eat."
exactly.
And then later on, we see that Stella has the same thing in her, and she's roughly
They're
the same
loaded.
age. Yeah, that's what it is. And I assume if I went to your fridge, that's what you'd have.
Well, I do have yogurt.
There you go. Okay.
I
nice.
do.
Good to know.
And yeah, that was really funny. And also, when what was my other point?
I'm sorry.
I tell
interrupted
you?
that.
No,
No,
it's totally
it was
fine.
just one.
Well,
It
here's
was
the-
about
here's the-
perspective.
Yeah.
And
The older guys, the roommate
Yeah.
that like glared at him.
Oh, my
You
God,
know that
yeah.
they've had fights about
Oh,
it.
yeah.
She's like, I hate him. I'm not even going to talk to him. One of my friends was dating an older guy who is 40, and we were in college, which was like 2
Twice as
years
her age.
ago.
Twice her age.
Right, twice her age, and he had a daughter her age, and her friend stopped talking to her, just stopped being friends with her.
Because of that.
really,
Yeah. I was like, that's not a very good friend. I think that's not a if you're like, I'll support you unless you date an older guy. That's dumb.
All right.
But
But
that
here's
was
the question
funny.
I still have is, why the hell does he go into the room? Why does he go into the apartment?
I feel
Why
like
does
he feels like he needs to be supportive.
I think he's really
what?
trying to. Well, because if you remember, he had a great moment. Well, you probably don't remember, but he did have a great moment when he served her breakfast, and it was just the two of them, and he had this. He was really just experiencing this relationship for what it was.
I know, but
And then
my
I think
question
he
is
was,
this.
I think he wasn't really expecting.
I know, but are you at this point in his life, he can't see around the corner and think this is really not a good place for me. She's that age. These parents, they're not going to be happy with the fact that she's dating this
Yeah,
guy who's
you're-
their age.
And that's what he eventually saw.
Yeah, exactly. But
just-
but
He
you gotta
created
know.
like an uncomfortable
No,
situation.
but I think he went in there because he felt it could be a serious relationship, and so he, rather than wait, because he could have a heart
But why
attack.
would he think that the serious
in there
relationship
now.
he wanted was with Aaron, and this Stella was not really a serious thing on his radar.
I think
No,
he was
it-
hoping it was when Aaron said no. I don't want to go out, so he
But-
was like,
but
"Well, I have
and
this
that's
chance."
why he went there, is
Yeah.
because he was starting to feel this what he thought was real for Stella, and I think you're right. I think he went in just because it's a next step in our adventure together or whatever.
Okay, here's what I think. I think he went there. I think he had nothing else going on, and this is my best chance at anything interesting. And I think he's just self-destructive. He's gonna go in there, and I think part of him knew was like, "Oh, this is gonna be a cluster." Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
And he went in there anyway, like an idiot.
You're like an idiot.
Why would you do
Wait,
that?
do you guys feel like there was some sort of like clock ticking if he wasn't dating anyone or didn't have an option?
One thing you don't know is that he just turned 50. He just turned 50, and he's just left his career as an actor, and he's doing he's selling cars. He's not happy with any of it, and the woman that he actually had feelings for broke up with him.
Yeah, so
I
he
think
had
he's
like
on a downward spiral. He's
panic
like, you know what?
attack.
I'm in for a penny a hurt. Let's go in for a pound. That's what
Yeah,
'cause
yeah.
I don't-
Seriously.
How is that gonna go?
Why not? Yeah.
How is that gonna go?
Yeah, but that was
And then-
completely his.
But
Oh,
correct me
yeah.
if it was going well, right? I mean, the parents were into him. as
No,
in,
it
like,
was going so
I
badly.
didn't get that. It was
I didn't know
going
how to
well.
They
I-
ignored him when he walked in the room, meaning like they did not approve, and it made the whole situation uncomfortable. And the roommate was there. Obviously, they were gonna like talk about it after he left or whatever.
But I think everybody had the note. We wanted something more out of that scene.
Yeah.
Because I thought we were heading for huge, uncomfortable, awkward, painful TV viewing.
I wanted the parents to talk to him.
I wanted that silence
Well,
that was like, oh, God, get
I
out of
know.
there.
And then maybe
That might have been what he realized.
Yeah.
Because remember, he was staring at the fridge.
Yeah, he's
seeing
staring
all
at
the
the
people
fridge.
that were at the club.
Yeah.
and,
yeah,
you
with the
know,
drinks
and
and the
how
red
young they
solo
were.
How
cups.
young they were, the people that were in the other room.
And then
off he
his
goes.
decision, instead of going out, hey, look, I gotta go, and
Any
being a
excuse.
stand-up
I love
guy
that.
about it, he
I love
sneaks
that.
out the back door.
Like any excuse
Quietly.
at all.
Quietly, yeah, just sneaks out the back door.
He just
Nice.
leaves.
The walk of shame.
I was thinking, yeah, he's got to figure out a way to get out.
Now, here's the thing. First of all, I don't think I'd ever gone in. I wouldn't have put myself in that situation. But if I had been in there, I wouldn't have just gone out the back door. I would have just said,
Hey, I
"Very
got a
nice to
call."
meet you. I'm gonna be leaving now. Thank
Is that
you."
what you
So
say?
I would be like, I actually have a job, so I'm gonna go.
yeah, you would have never showed up anyway.
Yeah, for real.
But would you have snuck out?
No, that's
No?
what I'm saying. I would say I have a
No.
job.
No.
What about Ms.
Well,
Macedo?
it depends. Well, obviously, what he's saying is like, no, we're not going to go out anymore. Obviously, he's like cutting off any relationship after he just leaves.
back out.
Then she's got to explain it to everyone, and everyone else will hate him even more. But I think at least I would send a text or be like, hey, I'm going to go. I'd be like, hey, everyone, I would make an excuse.
But interesting that because what does it say about his character? This guy's now trying to be responsible, trying to make his life mean something, and for me, this shows again his irresponsibility. Is that I can't even face up to the fact that I shouldn't have showed up. I can't even
Yeah.
say goodbye to these people whom I just met. You can't even manage that bit of civility to say
Yeah.
goodbye.
No.
You have to sneak out the back door.
Yeah. It's just like embarrassing. But I thought, oh my God, she's going to walk in and see him unlocking the door. Yeah, I just
Right.
wanted something else.
But yeah, I thought he was going to bump into somebody in the hall or something.
my God.
That was going to be
That,
that
like
nice, wonderful,
her
awkward
mom or
moment
something.
that they caught him sneaking out.
Yeah, exactly.
But we didn't get that.
No.
But they saved that for later, which we'll talk
They
about
did.
later. So we'll move on to the
Just
other
one more
stories.
thing about that
Yeah,
scene.
please.
Do you think after like half an hour they were like, "Where are the bagels?" I was wondering like, what did they
That's
think
what
took
I was
so
thinking
long?
about too.
Yeah, what
is
happened to him? Is he okay?
What was that scene when they realized he had left?
Exactly. I was waiting
you
for
know,
that.
What did
Mom say?
Well,
Yeah.
you're dating a real gem.
I know.
Yeah, because mom was
Did
just
he
a
go out to buy
Yeah.
more orange juice?
I feel like Mom was doing that more on purpose because he was in
because
the
he was
room.
there. You think? Well, it felt like she just did it all the time because
Yeah,
based on
she
how Stella
did.
reacted, that's all mom ever did was
Yeah.
nitpick.
And
about
it's also
whatever.
distracting, so as to not put energy onto the situation.
You
Well,
didn't
what
feel
it
any
did is-
kinship towards her about apparent nitpicking or anything, did you? I
And-
mean,
Oh
that's-
yeah. Oh
It just
no, of course not.
It reaffirmed the fact that he's dating a child.
Yeah.
And, and that was the whole thing that he realized in the kitchen.
Yeah, mom's still admonishing her child.
Absolutely.
and
Yeah.
You realize that?
Does he have children?
No, not that he knows of, anyway. I mean, we haven't.
He was an
It's
actor.
it's never been
we know
never been
those.
revealed that he has children. So
Okay.
we'll find out about that later.
Okay.
So the next thing I wanted to talk about was when Michelle is in the car with Joe, and she's.
First of all,
yeah, go
she's
ahead.
like obnoxious and abrasive. I mean, totally fine when you just want to like have sex and whatever, and you know, buddies,
Yeah,
best buddies.
best buddies with benefits.
Yeah, but I just thought it was inappropriate how she like came in his house when his kids were there and
Yeah.
like slept on the couch and then stayed for his parents coming. That was so awkward.
I want to
It
get
is,
Steve's.
but-
Steve,
Okay.
you were already starting to talk about this in the screening room. The kind of relationship they had.
I think it's just hilarious that no matter what is thrown at Joe, he just kind of go, oh, yeah, okay. You
Yeah,
know,
he did.
He's like, yeah, okay. You know, and he
Just
tries
lets
to
it
make everything
happen.
light and, oh, this is normal. But
But she's a wonderful foil for him because
is.
she's completely, well, like you used the term abrasive. She's very upfront, and he is so not about anything.
I
Everything
know.
he says is just colored with all kinds of layers of, did he
It's
really mean that? What the hell is he
frustrating.
talking about? And here this woman is, no holds barred. This is what I'm interested in. This is what I'd like to do. And he is just not that. So it's always constantly in his face, pushing his buttons about what's awkward, what's appropriate, what's inappropriate, what he can be honest about, what he's not forthcoming about, and she doesn't have any of that.
Yeah.
Here's
And
Joe's
he
character, I
needs
believe.
that.
Joe's character, he gets up in the morning and he says, I want to make the least amount of decisions possible.
Yeah.
And he looks at his socks and he's about to have a heart attack because he has to pick out the
But
socks.
here's why I'm just, this is why I think the gambling thing works with him, because those decisions are not in his hands. And he
good
takes
point.
that ride. It was a great moment that later on we'll probably hit on. But that gambling ride of I have no control over the outcome,
and I'm not responsible for it,
is a perfect fit for this character. He's just like that's great. I'm not going to make.
I just don't want to make it. Don't make me have to make any decisions.
He's so non-confrontational, but I feel like if it's a nice thing or if it's not that, then he is. But it's so passive, and she's good for him like that. Yeah. But like the family thing is too much. Like if you are just that person in his life, then be that person. But like his kids, like don't confuse that. They're like I just didn't like that. I would be like, you should not come in.
Right, but he can't say that.
I know, that's so crazy. And she slept on the couch with the parents coming in. That was awful.
But here's the thing: they have to find their life now. I mean, he is divorced. Yeah. You know, and he's doing this without a roadmap.
Yeah. In fact, his dad said the same thing to him at the game. He says, you know, when your mom died, you know, it took me a while to figure things out, and you have to get it out of your system until you can find something.
Yeah, he didn't look like he wanted to hear that at all.
No. But that was it. But at the ball game, if you noticed, it was his perspective, and he was looking at everybody in their relationship and everybody having a partner.
Yeah. That's true.
Obviously meant something to him at some point.
Yeah. Here's what I loved about that. You were talking about them in the truck.
Yeah.
Because he has to go and collect.
He's doing a collection, and he picks up money from the bar.
He was going to do it by himself. Last minute, Michelle says, I'll come with you. Now he has her in the truck.
Again, pushing her way in.
This Joe is the least aggressive debt collector. And in fact, a quick scene of where the guy's, I don't have all the money right now. He's like, oh, that's okay, you know. So the fact that he just does this one little thing gets Michelle so excited.
Yeah, I know.
You're a bad man.
You're Jason Bourne.
You're a bad man.
So dangerous.
He's like, no, I'm not. I'm not.
But that's what he wants to be. I mean, he wants to do that, but it's not in him.
Yeah.
It's just not in him.
And she's
John,
like, shut up.
You got to get us, ask if we can have the rights to Why Try for this show. I don't want to give it up because it's obviously in Serial Buddies, and we don't want to, we don't want to reveal it, but I want to reveal it.
All right.
I think it's the perfect metaphor. I mean, Steve knows the song now too.
Yes.
It's perfect song for Joe. Why try? We're all just gonna die.
Yeah.
He wants to be a better man. He wants to be that dangerous Jason Bourne character. You see,
but change is too hard.
It is.
Oh yeah, she was like, "You're like Jason." Bourne.
And it's harder. It's harder. The more you set in your ways, the harder it is.
Yeah, she has some sort of Matt Damon fantasy.
Yeah,
at least we know that.
Well, she has lots of fantasies, and
I bet.
And of course, he can't like he can't pull himself away from the gambling. He can't pull himself away from her either.
Yeah, I mean that's good. She's gonna get it. She should get it. Godspeed. But I just felt her waking up on the couch and the parents. Yeah. I would be totally weird about that.
Yeah, that was great. Awkward.
No, see, I think
horrible.
Horrible. The thing about that situation, I don't think it had to be as awkward if he was just if they just both committed to a story, or whatever. Not committed to a story, but just committed to the fact that okay, she's here. Yeah, great.
Exactly.
Move on.
But he can't because he's so worried about how it's going to look on him and what he's people are going to think about him.
But Michelle, she knows who she is in her place.
Yeah,
it's kind of like, oh yeah, you got this whole thing going on, but I'm not going to change for that. I am.
Yeah, she doesn't care.
No, she doesn't care.
No,
it's like why? Yeah, I know she didn't. She
so
completely
didn't stay. I know she didn't stay because she's like a part of the family or whatever. But like, why stay?
Well, I think it opens up great where the daughter's just having her yogurt over the railing staring at
Oh, that was
sleeping.
Great.
She was railed.
What is this?
No.
Oh. No.
Oh, yeah, sorry, I missed that part.
For those of you men out there,
no.
No, we're not going to educate the men in the world.
No,
you go right ahead. This is from a man of a different age.
Michelle, earmuffs. This is guy talk.
No.
These look like earmuffs.
John.
That's okay.
John just spilled because he's old.
Because I'm old. That's right.
All right.
If I was old, I need a sippy cup. Just leave it dry.
All right,
but she should hear this because we'll get her perspective on it.
All right, well let me start off with this one. Actually, I'll kind of give these weekly tips, but Steve, I'm gonna defer to you on to correct me if I'm right or wrong on this. Okay, first one: when you're shopping for your wife, always get 2 sizes smaller. She's like, "Oh, honey, you thought I was that small." Correct.
Here's the flip side of that.
Or she tries it on.
And then she feels
the
bad.
Expectation feels like
here's the thing. Now you've given her something like a 4, And if she can't fit in it, you know, you've just said, guess what? I just proved you're not a 4. So,
so what do we do?
You buy her jewelry.
Yeah.
Okay.
You ask her
gift
size.
card. And you say, oh, here's a gift card for this store, and here's something to go out with your friends to dinner and knock yourself out.
Yeah, or like a gift card to like Victoria's Secret or
Absolutely.
something.
All right.
You don't
But
give
now,
her-
be careful with Victoria's Secret, too,
Right.
because she'll go,
they're
it's really for you.
Yeah, right.
You
So
know?
you gotta be
Oh,
careful.
yeah, that's
you know what I
true.
mean?
And you don't give her a gift card to a fitness spa, right?
No.
You don't-
But
that's the
kitchen appliances, big thumbs up. They love that.
really.
I don't cook at all.
No.
Well, then you
Don't
wouldn't like
give-
that,
don't
yeah.
do
I don't like.
No,
I don't like kitchen appliances.
Okay.
Well, you know, 20 years, and I'm pretty good on her sizing. But seriously, after 20 years, there's nothing left in clothes to buy. It's
Well,
just-
do you ever like check her sizes on the tags? So like that's another way.
if I'm not sure, yeah, it takes the size. But that can backfire.
All right, so we
Yeah,
agreed.
you
not
don't want to
recommend
do
that.
that. That's not a
Derail
good
that
idea.
myth.
Don't
Now,
do that.
second question. Let me hear your theory on this. Women, I hear, have a number, and they don't like to go over that number with the number of people that they sleep with.
Oh, I thought you meant beers.
No.
Okay.
You mean have a set number have a set number
Otherwise,
already?
they will feel like, quote, whores. I've heard this from
Whatever. I don't
some-
have that number.
You don't have that number?
No,
You haven't
F
found it
that.
yet?
No, guys can go have sex with whatever and like double standard whatever, but like don't stop me from that. I mean me, because what is a whore is a label that is put on someone. And you know, even for sex workers, go out and do your thing, girl. If you want to do that, if that's the way you want to make money, why shouldn't I mean, I understand it's illegal, but like that's not my place to say whether or not they should do it. Like
Well,
and
I don't think it should be illegal. Make it legal and protect everybody. But
yeah,
that's
protect
a different
it. Yeah.
conversation.
Yeah. Yeah, me too.
All right.
Here's the honest truth.
Well, I was going to
After
say,
me, the counting stops anyway. So.
what's that?
After you're
After me, the counting stops anyway.
Oh, there you go.
No,
Well,
I don't know about numbers.
The notion was get in early because then you're always in the cycle.
Oh,
Since
'cause-
women don't
yeah.
want to go past, they don't want to increase their numbers. They're going to go back to the well.
or they
Okay.
think that they could get someone better.
Okay.
You know what? You got to defer to the lovely lady over there because, again, 20 years.
Fair enough.
our
I just
numbers-
kind of wanted to hear
our
your
numbers-
take on that. All right.
That's a young person thing. I'm an old guy now.
Yeah, but you're coaching a 16 and 14-year-old.
Oh, that's right.
Oh God, don't even think about that. That's so.
You know what I do?
awkward.
I make up diseases. You haven't heard of this? Oh my God.
Oh my God,
Just to
that
keep 'em scared
will
so that
stop
they don't
them.
do anything.
Just show them pictures.
Oh my God. Just touching the breast, you can actually lose a finger. It's on the internet.
Seriously?
No.
Pictures. No pictures.
Just-
That visual image terrified me.
Yeah?
Like terrified. Yeah, you just look at them. That's not worth it. You know?
What, boobs?
Still terrify me.
We were on that subject, so anyway. All right. So
Although I would love to hear Joe's sex talk to his kids.
it would, yeah.
I would. Have you had that?
Yes, I have. You have to.
My
You
parents never
have
did
to.
it with me.
Well, it's a different world now, and if you don't, it's you and you need to visit it often. And
My mom said.
But here's what I did when I first sat him down. I said, "Okay, we're going to have a really awkward conversation, and you're going to be really embarrassed in about 3 minutes, and so am I. So let's get started." And then about
Yeah,
3
you
minutes, I
just
go, "So how
deal
we
with
doing?"
it.
Oh yeah, we're all embarrassed. Okay, let's keep going.
That's a good way to go
Yeah,
about
just
it.
acknowledge it, and then you need to revisit it and say, how are we doing? Yeah.
Yeah.
And you just kind of go, well, and my wife was a nurse in maternity, so she saw a lot of young girls coming in, and so.
Would she like to do Teen Mom / 16 and Pregnant for AfterBuzz
Oh
TV?
my God, I'll ask her.
All right, we've gotten
would be an
we've gotten
odd-
some good response. And we've apparently stirred up a lot of controversy with the actual teens from those shows. They've called in and have disputed us a number of times.
Interesting.
Has anybody gotten pregnant to get on the show?
No.
Because that's the danger of reality is it stops being reality when you turn the camera on, and if
That's
if
true.
it's a popular show,
And they'll.
Well, here's the nice quote that I heard, and not to kind of get off subject, but just kind of wrap that up. One of the girls that did call in, she said, anyone that would get on a show, or anyone that would get pregnant to get on a reality show is just plain dumb.
Well, what about the 17 girls in Massachusetts who took like a pact? There's just crazy people.
Congratulations to them.
There's the girls that like poke holes in condoms. Like,
all right, let's move on to the baseball theme.
Yes.
Which is basically
well,
the crux of the
softball. Let's make it clear because that Maria
Yes.
she
was the ringer.
She was noticed because
That was a wonderful scene because she's a lesbian.
She's a lesbian, which isn't like bad thing. Just be like, I mean, don't go up and ask her, but it's true. Like lesbians, or at least the ones I know, and I know a lot. And yeah,
they're good at softball.
Well. Well, at least they tried it in high school or something. I mean, everyone tried sports, whatever, but a lot of people on the team, like, that's a joke, you know? It's like, even in the lesbian community, they're like, yeah, we're good at softball. Obviously, like, she has a good sense of humor about it, and I think that you have to actually be in reality in this day and age. You can be upset about things, obviously, and feel the way you feel, but it wasn't like he was being aggressive towards her. People.
Oh, no. I thought they played it well, where they were concerned about crossing a line. You know, and in fact, Joe says that's like saying you're good at sports because you're black.
And that's true. Yeah, and that's true. And I'm glad that they had that conversation in there. But yeah, I think that it's one of those stereotypes that's like funny. Here's
also been. At least throughout my life, the notion. Softball sucks, baseball rocks. Like, what? What is the difference besides the
one
way
is a
pitch?
hard ball.
I get that, but it's the same basic game. You pitch it differently. Like, what do you mean baseball's better, softball sucks?
Are we talking about playing or watching?
I don't know, playing or I don't know, watching, I guess. I don't know where it came.
Well, I would rather watch a softball game because something's happening.
Mm-hmm.
You know, baseball and golf are like really hard to watch.
What's the difference?
Unless you're drinking, right? Well, here's the thing. Here's what I did. I hated baseball.
Softball goes quicker. There's not this incredibly long time.
Why do you think that is? Because
they're lesbian. They want to get to the bars. I think that's why.
But like, is there something different in the game?
Yeah, I think they're able to just get it going quicker. They don't have to sit there and wait for the pitch call or whatever. It's just a slow game to watch.
Well, here's what I realized. I never really liked baseball before, but as you're sitting at a bar, you can have a conversation with your friends,
fun.
And you can still have your beer and not feel like you missed out on much.
Yes.
That's why it's a great
You can go
game.
to the bathroom. You can do your shopping.
You can check in every once in a while.
You can go wash your car and get back in time for the next pitch.
Actually, my lesbian friend and I, she has an inn with like the Dodgers, so there's like a box and stuff, which is awesome. We've great seats.
When are we going?
And when
we playing?
And
AfterBuzz.
That's right.
But yeah, it was just like, even though obviously they're great seats and stuff, it gets really slow.
That's the only time I really like a baseball game is if I'm at the park.
Yeah.
Because the kind of energy covers it
yeah,
up.
that's
and
true.
There's a lot to look
you can
at.
eat cotton candy and stuff without.
Yeah, you can leave, and then
I know.
Go shopping.
I know.
Get back in time.
Exactly.
Anyway, a funny bit that I loved in that one was when Andre thought League of Their Own was all about
Oh my God, that was really funny. First of all, everyone has seen that here,
right?
right?
They did have a few lesbians in it, but yeah.
A few?
Yeah.
There was a couple.
Yeah, in real life and in the movie.
Oh, like in real life, but like a lot of them weren't.
Well, Rosie O'Donnell was in it. Come on.
No,
I mean, yeah, she was in it. Whatever, but I loved that movie, and I totally had a girl crush on one of the girls.
Oh, which one?
I forget who it is now, but it wasn't Gina Davis.
No.
Was it Madonna?
It was like a more lesbian-looking one.
Was it the,
More lesbian.
was it the outfielder?
What is that exactly? Please explain that. What's a more lesbian-looking one?
Well, it's hot. It's more like androgynous. Well, there's a lipstick lesbian. There's femme, and then there's butch. There's like
And which do you lean towards?
what I like.
Yes.
Butch,
You like the butch.
because I'm femme, and usually it's like that. They're called dyke-alikes. That would be if I dated another femme
Yeah.
or lipstick lesbian.
The
As
most
everyone knows.
misunderstood Dr. Seuss book, also, by the way.
But
Dyke-alike. It was-
Yeah.
I totally agree. Completely misunderstood.
yeah.
But yeah, that's my taste. Oh, but and how do they look? Typically, people like our age or whatever.
No,
mean-
not our age. They're old. We're young. Okay.
Oh yeah,
We're on this side of the table. You guys are
right.
over there. It's,
Well, then there's older lesbians.
Yeah.
Are hard. Some of them are harder to spot because their lives, I feel like they've had to like more blend in.
They did a pass.
Yeah. Yeah. And girls like in our generation, it's some people dress because they want to be recognized as that. And that's cool. I think it's hot.
Jesse, what's our male viewership at this point? It's dropped about 70%.
let's talk about this for a while.
So yeah. So Michelle, what else is hot?
Right? You want me to answer that?
Anyway. Good to know.
Androgynous. It's hot.
Androgyny is hot. So you like Prince?
Well, I like girls that dress up like guys.
So.
Okay.
All right.
Interesting.
So you
And then
You like
guys
butch.
that dress up like guys. But
do you
also,
like guys that dress up like gals?
No.
No. All right.
But that's cool. Do it. I'm not gonna.
Then you
Date
don't
you.
like. You definitely don't like John, because he dresses. Like
No, I like John.
Nice
He's the
try,
guy that
Phil.
dresses like a guy. You
All
know,
right.
Phil dresses like a girl sometimes.
Totally.
Only when you ask him nicely. When
I don't
All
even
right.
have to ask.
Let's get on to the baseball.
Phil, do you know what size you are in women's clothing?
yeah. And
I'll get
by
you
the way,
something
should I get a
couple
smaller
sizes
size for
smaller.
you? And-
Yeah.
Yeah, how would
please
that
do.
make
See
you
if you feel good about it.
Please do.
The interesting thing on when they start the volleyball game,
baseball game,
Baseball.
softball game,
yeah, softball.
another lesbian game.
You know,
When-
actually, I
when,
could appreciate girls that look like girls too. But sorry to interrupt.
All right.
Well, you're,
No, I
still,
love
well,
when-
you're not gonna let that go. All right, go ahead.
I wanna
get
talk-
it all off your chest. Tell us
No,
all
no,
the
no,
things
so
you
I'm
like
sorry,
about
I
women.
totally interrupted
Aren't
you.
they nice and soft? And you like the curve? What? Anything else?
I think we'd much rather hear about girls.
No. I want to hear what you were.
No,
gonna
I
say.
like the fact when Owen shakes the hand of the other guy, the other team captain,
Yeah.
and I was thinking he must be feeling what every customer on the car lot feels. You know, when you're shaking this guy's hand, you're going,
Oh, yeah.
"How am I getting screwed here?"
Yeah, totally.
You know, that's what. Again, it goes back to the original one
Right.
last week, where
Yeah.
when you see the two masters go at it. You know,
And
I
they're
love those.
all car salesmen.
They're all car salesmen.
Those are some teams.
Yeah.
But I love Owen's attempts at motivation / keeping the peace.
Oh, I know.
He's horrible.
All right, so I'm going to
Horrible.
be taking over now, and
Yeah.
so if you guys want to play out back, that's cool.
Yeah.
Do that.
Then he has to pay him.
He's giving him a motivation
That's
speech and be going,
it's like-
"Heads up, heads up."
yeah.
Everyone in the room's trying to figure out what that means.
What are you talking about?
Do we stand?
But then he
What-
pays. He pays
Yeah, then
the
he
service
pays the
guys
service
time, and
guys.
then he goes for time and a half. I mean, you can't fault the service guy for going, "Hey, time and
Well,
a
he
half."
makes a big mistake. Don't tell the other guys.
Yeah. First of all, he made
I
a big mistake
know.
by saying yes.
Yeah, he made that
He's
mistake.
the boss. Just say no. Look, show up or get another job.
Yeah, exactly. Like your job. I mean, really, he should never have said that.
Yeah. But no, he
Yep.
pays him. And I mean, I know he's trying to find his way through this,
He's
but
trying to find his way.
oh my God, I mean, how can you not? Again, how do you not see that going down the tubes?
I know.
I'll pay these guys. I'm sure it'll stay quiet. No one will know the difference. No one will know.
I know, and
And second off, it's going to cost you money.
Yeah, exactly.
I know why.
Instead of you show up or go, don't come to work on Monday.
Well,
How hard is that?
Remember, Dad gave him the team to run,
Yeah.
and so there's that pressure there of.
So because he wants to impress his dad or
yeah,
something.
That's been this whole thing, is just
seriously,
trying
I
to-
mean, but it's his the whole thing, the dealership, the team, everything is for him to run. But don't you want to go in there guns blazing and say, look, the new sheriff's in town, either play by these rules or get the hell out?
Yeah.
And you don't think your dad's going to see the expense report? Time and a half on a Sunday. What was that for?
Exactly.
Yeah, that's true.
But why not go? I mean, you know you got to go in like that. Because if you start giving in now, they're going to take everything they can get.
Their whole lives are about failure, John. That's
No,
why.
and I don't know how
Well, that's
Dad
true.
ran it. You know,
Well,
I don't know
well,
if that
yeah.
was his
Well, he was-
modus operandi.
Yeah, like-
he's trying to take a different tack to it. But
Didn't they lose a lot before?
yeah, I think we can all agree it was a
Yeah,
dumb
they lost-
move
yeah, it was a dumb
to offer up money to
Horrible
the service
move.
guys.
Horrible move. But
And of course, I mean, as soon as he said that, you just
you
go,
just
okay,
go, no, come on.
time bomb.
I know.
Here we go.
I know.
I love the fact that the uniform difference.
Oh yeah, they were looking good. What's this Scarpula? Whatever his
That's
name is,
exactly
Scarpula?
what I was thinking. It's really
Looking
interesting though, because obviously, okay, I think because of social construction, like, you know, boys blue and girls pink, you know, just like you're taught to
I'm gonna have to
like
write this down.
baseball and you were taught to play with dolls and all that stuff.
Uh-huh.
So girls aren't necessarily, you know, unless they dress a certain way, like a certain demographic, play softball because it's not like feminine or whatever, because it's like more aggressive. And I was going to ask you guys about something, but
So wait, are
We're
you
going to
commenting on the
uniforms.
two different uniforms, or
no, the way that the women wore the uniforms and men, is that what you're saying?
We were talking
No.
about the uniform. Well, I think what Steve was
I was
talking
saying
about was the
Scarpula
difference
had
in
a
the
very
teams.
nice-
Scarpula they had the full on
Oh,
uniforms
I was talking
with
about
the pinstripes
there
and
were
the tops and
there were women in the background that that didn't make sense for them to really be there.
on the team or in the fan
on
the bleachers.
one of the teams,
Uh-huh.
and she was wearing like super tight, like super revealing stuff.
Wow.
It was like in the background.
My eyes must be getting worse because I didn't see any.
I thought like, oh, they're not going to notice it because it was like in the background. But I thought, where did she come from? And then of course it's like,
That's it.
you know, curved to the body. But I also was thinking when guys just like wear the uniform,
Yeah.
then I like sexualize them. Isn't that interesting?
I was doing
You
that too.
sexualize the guys wearing the uniform.
Well, meaning like sexualize, like, oh, that's attractive. Like that's something sexual. Whereas like women wear the tight clothes and then the men are like, that's sexual, you know?
So you
John,
like a man in uniform.
I just thought it was a softball game. That's how you know. I didn't
John,
go
how did
anywhere
this
near
boys'
that.
club get turned into
I-
feminist theory?
I wrote
No.
down a bunch.
But she used the
of
word
stuff.
sexualize, so I was listening.
You were like, what now?
exactly it.
Sexualize? Like,
What? Sexualize what?
Wait, I
And
wanted
then
to
there were
ask you guys
words
a
after.
question.
All right, go ahead.
So, my sister's boyfriend does this thing where he just goes and plays basketball.
I
and-
hate that.
okay, so or like any sport, and he goes and plays
Yeah.
this sport, and he just like walks up and like joins a game like in a park.
Yeah.
And Melissa, my sister, and I always talk about how girls would never do that. Just like come up to a random group of girls and be like, "Can I play this with you or whatever?" And you don't know this person, you just like
Let's fight
walk
for
into the
equality.
game.
Yeah.
Walk into the game and
Okay,
then
so what's the
just
question?
do it. I just don't understand like what the etiquette is for that,
What's
Oh,
the
it's a
etiquette?
secret club.
because like it must be.
It is.
There's
and
no
we
etiquette.
can't talk about first world about.
Yeah, first of all, the
rule.
basketball jumping and you can't talk about it.
All right,
No,
the
you
rule
know what
is,
it is? It's
there's-
about if you got the skill.
So
And,
do you want to like go in? But what if they totally own you?
What do you
well,
mean?
Then you probably don't do it again
Yeah.
for a while.
you make a better choice. You go,
So is it to
you
like
go to the-
show
you
off?
go to grade
go to
school
grade
and
school,
try,
yeah,
try to
exactly.
get into their games.
no, the whole point. I mean, the whole point is most people they want to get a game going, right?
Yeah.
If it was me, John, and Steve,
Yeah.
we want a fourth.
Yeah.
Now, at the same time, usually what ends up happening is that if we start collecting more people, and it's like say 5-on-5, then more people want to join up, and then choices and cuts have to get made of like, okay, you no longer playing because you suck. You're gonna be playing because you rock.
But in terms of the etiquette about just walking up and just saying, "Hey, can I play?" Is that what you're talking
Yeah.
about? There's no real etiquette. I mean, the fact that guys want to play sports, they want to test themselves, and so they'll go on the court just to see how well they stack up against everybody else. It's just that
And-
competitive nature.
I'm
But there's
pretty
no
sure-
specific etiquette. You just go in and you say, "Hey, you need another."
Right. And
That's
I'm
it.
pretty sure he's probably like, scoping out the players and figuring if they're in the league or whatever. So there's kind of like an unwritten sort of thing of, like if you're going to approach, okay, just make sure that you can, you have the
You
chops.
got the stones.
Yeah.
So is it about showing off or something?
It depends on the
Showing
guy.
off,
Sometimes it's just to play.
It's about playing the game.
to play the
It's about
sport.
game.
I can see girls walking into a guy's game and saying that
Because they sexualize it.
No,
Because they have uniforms.
Because they're nude.
no, no, and no.
No. Oh, okay.
God, we were so lost.
Wow. All right. Why?
You guys are.
Well,
just,
well, here's the question I have: why wouldn't a woman go if wanted to play the sport? Why wouldn't a woman go in and just say?
intimidated. Do you know, like, seriously, even me growing up in school, like, guys are the ones that play the sports and women are the ones that don't. Like, seriously, it's a big deal. Like, I went to an all-girls school.
Right.
We weren't allowed to have teams that, like, played the guys and stuff.
But you had mentioned a woman wouldn't even go up to another group of women and say, hey. can
That's
you
what
play
I'm
me?
saying. They would only go up to a group of men, not another group of women. Because because it would be awkward. Because it would be like, why is she trying to get in on this? Like, my friends, and her
So there'd be all this
friends.
meta stuff
So
going on. It couldn't
here's-
just be a game.
Here's where all the trust
Wow.
issues
Oh
come
my
from
God.
in these relationships.
Women.
Obviously,
You're way in your head on that one. I can't answer that.
No. Not. See, I think.
it's okay. You can always cheerlead while the guys.
Oh, don't
play.
even talk to me about that. Don't even start. Don't even start.
Well, what about the guys who cheerlead, huh?
Yeah, good. Good for them and whatever.
But are you down on
not in
cheerleading or you're
opposed to.
down?
Well, see, now you're taking what I said and you're just running. with
Of
something.
course
Wait a
I'm
minute.
wrong with that.
I'm just curious though. If a guy's cheerleading
You can
and
join
he's
me,
wearing
though,
a
if you want.
uniform, do you sexualize him?
Absolutely not.
Okay, just checking.
Definitely not.
All right.
Whatever game you're playing, just make sure you have "Hold Your Head Up"
Yeah, that's
as
nice.
the song.
As the song.
Right.
That is
And
such
you
a good
called
song.
that
Oh,
song.
Yeah, he
It
called
was
it
my
the
favorite
first
growing
chord.
up. Yes, I was there for the original. But yeah, that bass line comes in, you just go,
Yeah.
Argus.
I find
have that
the
on
whole
my
thing I
iPod,
found so
actually.
interesting is that their lives are this softball game means so much, and I as it was happening, I go, guys, it's just a softball game,
Yeah, I know.
just a game, guys.
Yeah.
Relax.
Well,
But
it's
it
the only.
means-
I mean, it's the. Apart from fighting, it's the only way you can actually like take down someone you absolutely hate.
And
Is
like
through sports.
his kids were there and stuff, and his dad and all that stuff, and he just fell apart. And I was like,
Yeah.
oh, but they
He
all
literally
like
fell apart
then
on his way
they
to first.
yeah. They all like came together and they were like, oh,
Yeah.
he's usually the one that's positive, and
Okay,
even
now
he's like
in
this.
many other shows that would be an incredibly cheesy thing.
It would.
He gets humiliated. He's sulks back to the dugout, sits in a harumph, and then everybody starts picking it up.
Harumph.
But I got to say, I don't know how. I was trying to. I'm going. Okay, this isn't coming across cheesy.
Hold Your Head Up.
Well, that could have been.
Yeah,
it. But that
it
was
didn't.
before.
That's the best
That was
song
happening
in the
before.
world. No, it
Hold
did,
Your Head
yeah.
Up was after.
It was.
So, and I don't know exactly why. I'm going, how did they make that work?
Maybe it's because he wasn't like playing, feeling sorry for himself. He was trying to be like strong about it and trying
Yeah.
not to show that he was embarrassed or something, but it was so obvious. So maybe
Yeah.
that made us.
The
I
other
mean,
thing
his
I was
goal-
thinking is that
Sympathetic?
everybody on that team, everybody in the dugout has felt that humiliation. That's what I was looking at. Is that every one of because they showed the little guy, and then they showed the big service guy who's probably been humiliated many times as well. But it looked like they all went, "Yeah, I've been there. I've been that guy, struggling, tripping, falling on my face,
And probably in
getting
all the same
dirty,
game.
dusting myself up." But I usually I would go, "Oh well, they went for the cheese factor," but somehow that worked, and
Yeah.
I couldn't figure. I'm going, what did they do?
Well, it was all on Andre Owen. It was all on his shoulders to pull it off, and technically, he just gave up.
Yeah, he did. But
He
what
didn't
I
do
thought they
anything
did
more than
because
just
in
give
the
up.
editing, because the way they were showing those just small, there was nothing melodramatic.
No,
They were
Also,
just
his
showing-
goal was never
showing
to win. I mean, his goal
Yeah,
was
his
to win
was
the
to-
game, but
really was to bring the
it was the piece.
team together.
Yeah, exactly. And so you didn't have that typical of like, we got to go win, even though we suck.
Yeah.
Kind of moment, because again, he sucked at the motivational speech part of it, and everyone, I think, realized in that moment of like, you know what, this guy, he's just trying. You know what I
Right.
mean? He's struggling. He's trying to do this
Right.
and doing the best he can. So you know what? Why don't we help him out?
And I also think the other thing that worked was that there's a little bit about that. I can fight like crazy with my brother, but if anybody messes with him, that dude is toast.
I know.
And so the way that he got tagged, the way Owen got tagged out by Marcus of all people, was a little too much for everybody to take. To say, hey, I may not like I may not like all these guys on my team, but it's my team. And
Yeah,
you can't
exactly.
screw with it like that.
That's true.
So I thought that was a kind of telling moment there. That usually happens. As cheesy as that sounds, that happens all the time in the male world. You cannot.
Well, the
screw with other
camaraderie.
people.
That happens with girls too. I'm very protective of all my friends.
Especially the ones that look good in certain clothes.
Especially those are on the ranks.
But God forbid a strange girl come up to you
And say, hey, can I
because
join you?
That is just not
Just
going
like
to
in
fly.
terms of sport, like just try to imagine it.
No, it's not possible.
Okay, are you guys?
It is. It is.
It would be
First of all, what are you
uncomfortable.
wearing?
Yeah, I would imagine.
That will help.
No, it's no, it is hard to imagine. I can't. When you're saying,
OMG.
yeah, exactly. But you're asking us to.
Let me find your
our brain
sons for a
doesn't-
second.
It just
Well,
doesn't
where are your
operate that
sons?
Oh,
way.
they know me.
That's true.
Please don't tell me you're saying that to them.
God, you really need to hang
Look,
out.
I mean, there's like 10-year-old kids that go up to males and say if they can want to play. And yeah, you've
here's
seen
the-
this in movies too, where they sweat over it for like the entire day, right up until like 7 p.m. when the sun's going down. And they're like, "Hey, can I play?"
Yeah, and I know this has been of a certain age, but we have a woman of a certain age. And here's the thing: young girls. I just saw them last night. Young girls go up and ask to play all the time. So at some point, you guys learn that. When does that happen? Why does that happen? Why does it get awkward?
Because it is like a weird territorial thing.
Oh, is that okay?
It's just a weird like, oh, I don't know you, so like, what are you trying to do? Like what? And
Well, guys usually pee at their spot, so you're like, okay,
Right,
that's my
I see
spot.
that.
So
but also women are taught to be less upfront and less aggressive upfront. You know,
Then just vicious behind the scene.
yeah, because we have to channel it somewhere,
Oh, okay.
and it's rude. Of like with women to just be like, yeah, I want to beat you in a game, because that is upfront and too aggressive. Because when women meet each other, you're just like really nice to each other, and you want to like compliment each other, and you want to like each other and be friends.
like, you have nice tits. No, what? No. No.
I just
I'm just trying to gauge what
You
the
know
hell
what the
it
difference
is.
between that and having that sound really pervy? Evidently about 30 years.
Yeah, exactly. You probably couldn't get away with that.
I
now.
could
Oh hell no!
I got to get some of that Grecian formula
Yeah.
for men.
So that would be too forward, huh?
Yeah.
Okay.
It would be Oh, what he said?
Yeah, you wouldn't say that to anybody, would you?
Everyone. I respect women's bodies too much
Oh, so do we.
to say it like that.
Absolutely.
Well, we can talk
just-
about the word respect, but that's a later conversation.
All right, I feel like we should go to commercial soon.
Okay, absolutely. Let's go
Okay.
to commercial. Thank you very much, Jess.
Want to find out what the AfterBuzz is about?
Janice is a drama queen.
This is the divide that is going to carry the series.
Give us a call. 424-256-1729. 424-256-1729.
It's television, and they want it to be as dramatic as possible.
I mean, it's Shakespearean.
You never know what goes on behind closed doors.
Find out why AfterBuzz TV is the #1 source for after-show content.
Now, in the eyes of Jimmy, Nucky is a villain.
424-256-1729. 424-256-1729.
I mean, who would you guys rather hear that from? Your husband or your best friend?
The wig will come out. That wig.
When the TV show is over, get your AfterBuzz on.
Nice. There you go.
Yeah, I was thinking of this.
I was trying to remember how to spell that. There it is.
All right, I have a special segment.
DJ Jesse
not on-
Janity
it's
coming in with a
on-
nice tune.
Thank you.
very
It's on the
much.
women's terms what respect is as well, not just the man's terms.
All right, let's drop
sorry, I
for our
wasn't
special
listening.
segment. We're gonna drop a contract.
Okay.
I'm gonna bring the piece here at AfterBuzz on men of a certain age.
Yeah. All right. What's
Michelle,
the contract?
okay,
gonna say?
Michelle. Thank you for making all the men of a certain age go deaf.
They're so old.
All right, how do we not offend women as guys? Give us 3 instructions.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. There you go. Nice. Okay, good.
Okay. Don't talk about their body parts as something you can like conquer or own, or that you have like the right to them, or that you have the right to them automatically. You know, like what you said about like tits. No.
He wasn't saying that. He was using it as an example. I mean, he wasn't really.
But he said it.
So you prefer Hooters?
How? Okay.
Don't say that unless you're at the restaurant.
Okay, got it. Making a note.
And all the words for
Baby
having
feeding
sex.
mechanisms.
All the words for having don't say that, because
wait a minute. We can't use euphemisms for sex. I mean, we are going to not be able to talk
with each other. Whatever. That's not my business what you say to each other.
Then what the hell? This is the boys' club.
Phil says some certain words that, because, okay, for men, it's an outside appendage, and for women, it's not something that just, like, never ends. It ends, and you know what? It's a very sensitive area, and with society, and I mean...
What are we talking about now?
The yoni, vagina.
Oh, okay.
And it's something that needs to be respected, and also it's something that, like, gives life, but at the same time... don't say like railed or whatever else you say.
So, okay, this is
no. Phil, what are some of the terms you use?
I know. So in your mind, all right. So,
I'm gonna rail her.
No, wait. So where did this term come from? Did it come from women? And the term you're putting the pussy on the pedestal. Is that a women's term?
No.
All you ladies pop that thing like this.
What's the term?
Shake your body, don't stop.
You're putting the pussy on a pedestal.
What is that?
Like this.
You've never heard of that?
No.
All right, onwards.
That might be an East Coast thing.
That might be a Phil thing.
Any other advice for us?
Oh yeah. I have advice.
Yeah. Here it comes. Here's your opportunity to give us some advice to.
Just pretend that you're listening. Don't look away.
I'm sorry, what?
Just pretend that you're listening, and if you're typing on the computer, I can hear it.
Excellent.
All right, on to predictions.
Those are very direct.
I don't know what you're talking about. I'm not passive. I'm not one of those passive people.
Yeah, really.
So wait a minute. Are you saying actually listen or just pretend like we're listening?
If you can't listen, then pretend like it.
Okay.
But at the same time,
God, we're still going on.
By the way, every time I get asked, did you listen to what I said? I could be on the moon.
He says the last word. That doesn't count.
No, I actually can verbatim repeat the sentence. Mm-hmm. And when I speak and I ask, "Are you listening?" Even though there's direct eye contact,
girls can tell when you're not listening.
Well, let me ask
I think
you
Phil's
this.
making the point that he can actually remember what you said.
Yeah,
but you can't.
The last time that he literally pulls things so out of context. He can be like, oh my God, I'm so stressed today. Remember what I said? What did I say? What did I say? But you say things all the time. Like, what am I supposed to think? But anyway, yeah.
They're all important, right, Jess? No. Jess, I tell you shit all the time. And at what point do I say this is more important than the other thing I said? It's all important.
It's all important.
But here's the thing. You both are creative. You both have to deal, in the creative. We're using the other side of the brain. I'm sure if you've spent all day in the studio, you come out with studio brain, where it's just like, put me in a TV and don't ask me a thing. I'm sure if you've been working on the film all day. So you got to allow yourself that, where you just go, oh, you can talk, but I am not going to hear a word you say.
Just say it. Yeah, just say that.
Okay, this is the strangest thing, to be in a room where Steve's actually giving the advice.
And don't listen to it, seriously.
Admit that you're wrong.
Talk to my kids.
Admit that you're wrong.
What the hell is this world
coming? But don't over-apologize.
And by the way, it sounded very reasonable, which freaks me out.
John, I just gave good advice.
You did? What
Admit
was it?
that you're wrong.
I wasn't listening.
Admit that you're wrong.
But don't over-apologize.
I'm still waiting for that to happen.
That's what Tammy said,
Don't apologize?
All right.
She said,
predictions, what do we got?
No, don't over-apologize, but admit when you're wrong.
All right, I'm sorry. I won't do that.
All right.
In terms of the show?
In terms of,
yes.
Yeah, let's go to the show.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, here's the thing. Let's talk about Terry and Aaron. Anybody have any predictions of that, where they're going to take this relationship? Because here's the thing. I'm surprised that she stayed.
Yeah,
me too.
After all that?
Yeah.
Did we even talk about that?
No, and we didn't get to talk to Stella's great FU. with the car on the field.
Amazing.
I know we don't have time, but that was amazing.
That was
Driving on the
amazing.
field.
She stole second base.
What'd you call him? She just chanting
Ass.
that was awesome.
I can't say that.
She stole second base. Everything.
Yeah.
She
That
just
was
like
great.
screamed at them.
No, okay, here you go. You're a woman of that age. Would you have ever done anything like that?
Totally would have done it.
Really? You would have
so
done that?
Badass.
You would have the stones to do that?
I've done crazy stuff.
Really? So you're one of them crazy
listening,
women.
I got you crazy.
And you just ruined the game for all those people.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Well, they
How
went
selfish.
on.
How
I didn't ruin the
selfish.
game. If anything, that's so
Which is
entertaining.
why girls can't go into a game and say, "Can I play?"
right.
Because you're going to drive a car up on the court,
my
and you're going to
God.
steal something.
Oh my God.
I can't wait to hear what
Steal
she's
This
got.
is why-
She goes crazy. I want to hear some of the crazy stuff she's done. That's awesome.
Thank
Next
you.
week.
Okay, yeah, next week.
week.
Okay, so I can't believe she stayed. I thought for sure, because, what the hell is she thinking?
Well, he said right before, which was really smart.
Yeah, that-
I've done a
that's
lot of stuff that you don't want to know about.
Yeah.
So then,
But that takes a mature woman, either that or somebody who has horribly low self-esteem.
yeah.
So we'll see how that pans
Yeah,
out.
I'm
Horrible.
just going to sit and watch. I don't have a prediction on those.
Yeah,
two.
I
really don't.
like it though. I
have
think
a
it's
pretty-
interesting to put him in a position where he actually has feelings for somebody, and then to take that away from him was a great idea.
Mm-hmm.
And then to see them muddle through this will be interesting. So yes, you were gonna say. Phil.
Michelle's gonna go back to hosting Gossip Girl and shows like that. We're gonna continue our Men of a Certain Age here.
Oh, sans women.
What are you
Without the
talking about?
estrogen?
Sans women.
Is this your prediction?
No,
or-
no. I'm coming back.
No.
Oh,
What are you
we're
talking
having
about,
that.
Gossip Girl? The season's over. Phil did Gossip Girl much
This
more
is
than
turned
I
into
did.
the Phil
All right,
Michelle
Jesse,
hour.
take us out of
Yeah,
here.
let's get out of here before it gets crazy.
From producers Kevin Undergaro and Phil Svitek, engineer DJ Jesse Janity, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. If you have questions or comments, be sure to buzz us at info@AfterBuzzTV.com. And you can find us on Facebook or follow us on Twitter by searching for AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later. Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.